it's Becca again, and I just wanted to do a pretty quick update on the chicks and kind of where we're at with those. So we have had some of our chicks hatch, and I'll be showing you those a little bit later, but I wanted to talk about what we do to check the progress of the eggs as they're incubating. So what we'll do is we'll take this little light right here, and you can see it turns on, and we use this to do what is called candle the eggs. And we'll take it and we put it at the most round end of the egg, and we'll put it up on the top. And you can see here with this Easter egg, it kind of lights up. And you can see on the inside of the egg. And it works the same way with a real egg. So when you candle eggs, you will be able to see when they first start to develop, you'll just see a little faint heartbeat, and you'll be able to see blood vessels that are forming. As they get further along, you'll be able to actually see the chick. When it gets close to the time that they're hatching, it'll just be all black at the bottom, and you'll just be able to see at the very top, you'll just be able to see a ring. And that is actually the air cell that they will first peck into from their little sac that they're in. They'll peck into the air cell for them to breathe, and then from there, they'll peck outside of the shell. So that air sac allows them to breathe until they get out of the shell. Once they make that first peck, that's called a pip, and they'll only do that peck, and it'll be a while until they make another peck or anything, because that first peck takes a lot of energy from them. Once they do that, they will peck all the way around the shell in a complete circle, and once it gets to the end, there might still be some of the shell attached, and they will push, and it will break open the shell like this, and they will push themselves out. You will see that there will still be a lot of the times there will still be part of the shell attached to them, and that's because they have an umbilical cord just like humans or other animals. So that umbilical cord type deal, the blood vessel that is their biggest blood vessel, will stay attached to them until it's ready to fall off. The way the other blood vessels fall off is they will wiggle around in the shell, and they will wiggle themselves loose, and they will break those blood vessels off, but that main blood vessel will stay attached until they're completely out of the shell. We do have some videos and pictures of eggs that we have candled, and we have a time lapse of the eggs hatching. So we will put those in this video for you guys to see, and like I said, you will be able to see different blood vessels in there. As they develop along, they get bigger, you will get to see the different parts of development there, and you'll get to see the hatching process. And then now I'm going to show you a few of the chicks that have hatched already. Alright, so here are a few of the chicks that we've had hatch already. This little one's trying to run away. This one here, and the one beside it, the little ones, ooh, they are Coturnix quail. They came in the rare blue eggs that I showed you guys when I showed you the different eggs that we were putting into our incubator. So they were the rare blue eggs, and they are really little. I mean, you can see how small they are compared to these other chicken eggs that hatched. This one's my favorite. He's the most speckled one, and he's one of the smaller ones in the group too, but he is one of my favorites that we have. So I'm gonna put them down. Hopefully they'll stay here for me to talk about the other chicks. They're fast little guys. Then we have this one here. This is an Americana chick. So this is one of the chicks that came out of the adult chickens that I showed you in the very first video about the chickens. This is one of the babies that came out of them. He's the fluffiest little guy in there. That's why I picked him. I think he's real cute. But he actually just hatched yesterday. So he's one of our newest additions. And then this is one of the ASWCD chickens, one of the all black chickens. He's a little bit older. So you can see here on their wings, they are already starting to get their adult feathers in. These are called pin feathers. They will open up into their adult feathers, and they're already starting to lose some of their fuzz, so they're not going to be as fluffy as this little guy here. These ones will eventually get them too, but this is my first time with quail, so I don't know if they will get them as fast as chickens do or slower. It's just kind of a toss-up because I'm learning as we go with the quail. But this one, you can see, has slightly started to getting their pin feathers. They develop rather quickly, actually. faster than what you would think they would, but they do stay fluffy for a couple weeks. So here are the feeders and waters we start our chicks out on. They are smaller than what the adults will have, obviously. One of the main reasons for that is if you get too big of a bottom here, the chicks can fall in it, and it could be obviously bad if the chicks fall in there. If they get wet, they could get cold, and it could cause them to get sick. So these are going to have smaller trays so the chicks can't fall in. When we move the chicks into the area with the water, we will always dip their beak, and that allows them to know where the water is, and it gets them started drinking. If you don't dip their beak, they might not be able to find the water, and then they will get dehydrated because they aren't drinking enough water or enough fluids. These are the feeders we use, and you can see here there's smaller spaces for them. That's just so they don't climb up in there. That way they don't get any manure into their feed, because if they would eat manure, that could make them sick. And we actually cut the tops off of them, so it's just easier for us to pour the feed into the top. And we always try to keep that full for them, and we always give them fresh water every single day. Make sure their waters are cleaned out, because they will kick shavings up into them. So we make sure we clean those out before we put fresh water in there for them. We also have a heat lamp on our chicks. Our chicks are all inside right now until they get old enough with some of their adult feathers. So we have a little swimming pool that they're in inside the house, and we have a heat lamp on them so that they can stay warm enough. We try to keep it in the 90s for them under the heat lamp so that they can stay warm enough. But other than that, they're pretty easy to take care of. It's kind of fun to, be here working in the house and hear them chirping behind you. And I have a little one that likes to go and stand and watch them, so he enjoys having them in the house. So it's been a really fun experience for us so far, but hopefully we'll come back to you guys and you guys can see more of the chicks that hatch and stay along with us. Hopefully we have ducks soon. I'm really excited for that, but I'll keep you guys updated on them.